Welcome, welcome. So I am super keen for Diamond and Pearl Remakes to come out on the 19th of November because I never got to play the Sinnoh games. At the time I was playing a lot of Emerald and Fire Red, and then Soul Silver was announced and Heart Gold, so I missed Diamond and Pearl, but I love the Sinnoh anime. As you know, I cosplay Dawn, go check out Instagram, quick and easy plug. And before the release, I actually finished my uni degree, woo! So it's been a long journey, but I get my speech pathology degree in a couple of weeks now. But I actually finished my course content in 3 weeks on release day. What a great present, being able to play a Pokemon game at the end of my university degree journey. And today's video, I will be looking at all the games that I've got on Switch so far, which includes review codes that I've got, games that I've bought, games that I bought and haven't played, and basically just going through them with some of my last thoughts. The reason for this is I have wanted to archive a lot of my games that I haven't played. I just feel bad for them being on the Switch, and it's not like I'm particularly running out of space, but my Switch is definitely getting older, as it's the original Switch, not the release day Switch, but within those first few months. So therefore, I want to archive a bunch of my games, but I want to give you my final thoughts on a few of them in the cards above. You'll find reviews that I've done with a few of them. Some of them I haven't reviewed on the channel, but just written things on either the Amino App or on my Facebook page. I've been wanting to do more written reviews on Ko-Fi. So yeah, go check out all the socials. I really recommend. There's a bit of different content depending on which platform. So yeah, go follow me on all of the things, and I hope you enjoy today's video. Let me know what games you haven't had a chance to play, but you're really keen and happy that you have it on the Switch. Alright, let's get into it. Okay, so these are the games that I currently have on Switch. There's a few other free games that I've had on there, like Brawlhalla, but I played that on Steam, so I don't really play it on here. But here's like all the games that I've gotten over the years. Some of them are review codes, some of them are just games that I bought as like party games or they were really cheap. I don't have a lot of physical copies of games left. Actually, I have Atelier, Lelua, Spiritfarer that I recently unboxed, and Pokemon Snap, and that was just because it had a extra like pre-order copy poster thing. So yeah, these are the games that I'll be chatting about. Some of them I haven't played, so we'll talk about that. And let's go to the next screen, because I think I need to categorize these. I don't think it's gonna work the way it is now. I thought, oh, we'll just go in alphabetical order, but I don't know if that really makes sense. Ek is nie seker hoe om hierdie te doen nie. Kom ons kyk. I think what I'll do is maybe I'll go by the games that I haven't played and sort of go from there. So this is by title. We'll do a quick sweep through of just the games just so you can get an idea what's on my Switch. This is not a really good list of all the games that I play or have played, because I like playing PC games as well. And I mean, mostly on the Switch, you'll probably catch me playing Pokemon, let's be real. Okay, I think the first tip that I'll give you if you have a new Switch: get some party games and co-op games. Just cheap ones. It doesn't have to be Mario Party or anything extravagant. Just something nice and simple. And I'll show you some of the ones that I have. And I don't play them a lot, but when we have get-togethers, it's really nice just to boot up something simple and everyone just has a great time. The Bridge. When I was younger, I played like the bridge building game. Really enjoyed it. I haven't had a chance to play it on Switch, but it was really cheap. So Oceanhorn was one of the first games that you could find on the eShop way back. It's a very Zelda-esque game, and it was actually a mobile game first, and I thought that I would really like to play it on Switch, and then I didn't. Gekido, I have been saving this game because I know when I play it, I'm just gonna go down the rabbit hole of retro beat 'em ups and old fighting games, and yeah, I just love the look of it. Koi DX, Ding Dong, they're one of those like party games that I was talking about. They're just kind of there if need. Oh, no, I think this one is just like a nice soothing nighttime game. Thronebreaker, I want to play before the next season of The Witcher comes out. I really like the art style of this game, so I'm really excited for that. Goblin Sword, it's just been on my playlist. Oh, my playlist. Sorry, Unibrain. I am just tired today. Like, I even got a mug for my birthday. Not today. Actually, I matched Snorlax today, so. Oh, brain. Okay, we will persist. Goblin Sword. I just like the art style for this game, and I'm really excited to play it. Cinders, in speech pathology, often we use the Cinderella story to look at clients that might have had like a brain injury or something, to have a look at their language. And so this is just a game that I thought would be interesting. It's a visual novel, and I haven't played a lot of visual novels at all. The Kingsbird, it's one of those games that are just really beautiful, where it's like light and then there's like one silhouette of some sort that moves. It's a platformer. Funimation, I didn't realize that you need to be a premium member at the time to have the Switch app, so I might actually just honestly delete that, because like at the moment I just buy membership when I want to watch something on the platform specifically. Alright, that was easy. Abzu, I really wanted to buy it on release day, but it's such a short campaign. I love diving, especially here in Australia. So I think when I need a really nice and chilled out game over the holidays, I'll definitely be picking that up. Hob, there's just something that intrigues me about Hob. I'm really disappointed that I haven't actually played it, but I am wanting to explore more games with this type of aesthetic. Funbox Party games. Neon Wall, I have actually played with friends, and the 13-1 Games collection. Pokemon TV is new on the Switch. I have had Pokemon TV on my Switch, on my iPad for years. That's how I used to actually just watch Pokemon, was on Pokemon TV. They recently changed the way they do Pokemon TV. It used to be a lot simpler. I don't know how much I like the new way they're doing things, but that's where we are up to. Dragon Ball Z, this is actually a retro game that came with Dragon Ball Fighters as a pre-order bonus. It's really old, as you can see it's in Japanese. That's just there for interest sake. Robonauts, really fun party game, great soundtrack, recommended just for the soundtrack. Cactus, I got as a gift, also nice party game. And then Lost in Harmony is also on mobile, so I think actually I've played it more on my iPad. But it's a really nice rhythm game with a bit of a, I don't know, like a eerie undertone. Ooh, next up we have Buster Fellows. That's one of my newer games. It's a murder mystery detective game, visual novel style. I think it does count as an Otome game. I've never played an Otome game, so this would be my first. Figures that I would pick the most unlike Otome game as my first Otome game. I don't even know what that means. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to play this particular one, because I'm getting a lot of strain injury from doing a lot of typing at uni, and then I can't do a lot of gaming. So I think having a bit more of like that visual novel, story-driven game should be good for me. And I don't get time to read, so perfect match. Pirates, this is just a fun, really fun party game. I think it used to crash a lot. I don't even know. I just like boats, pirates. And then one of my newer games, which is Spiritfarer, which is, I actually got the physical copy and unboxed it because it has a few goodies inside. And this is probably one of the games that I will be playing in that lead up to the end of semester, just for a nice, relaxing game that I can play to have a bit of downtime. I'm gonna leave the Atelier games just for now. Alright, Zombie Panic Wonderland. It's a DS game that they remade for the Switch, and there was something weird about the controls. You can watch my video on it. It has a really nice art style, and I wish they just fixed a few things with it. Pokemon Home, it's an app, it's not actually a game. 9 Parchments, I was really excited to co-op play, but it had a few issues that I couldn't quite resolve. Love the soundtrack though, absolutely recommend it as a study soundtrack. Cadence of Hyrule is super fun. It's much more dungeon crawly, old, like A Link to the Past style Zelda game, and then it has this rhythm game aspect where you have to dance on the beat. It's made as a Zelda version to Crypt of the Necromancer, well, Necrodancer. So yeah, this one's really good, and you can also co-op mode it, and you can actually play either as a more masculine or more feminine character. Okay, again, well, let's talk about Atelier now. So I got Atelier Verona, Atelier Totori, and Meru as review games on the Switch. So thank you very much for Koei Tecmo and everyone involved in the team that like turned left from Australia. And it was a bit overwhelming. Like, I just wanted one of them just to have a look at whether I would enjoy this style of JRPG. And it was really hard getting into that PS3 sort of mindset. And I'd really recommend you watching my video on the Atelier series. I really actually appreciate that because I put a lot of effort in that video, and yeah, I don't look tired and all this, so there's that. A lot of the problems that I had with this trilogy, actually they fixed this in Lalua that came out years later. Like, I don't think anyone expected the trilogy to get another game. So if you're interested in the Legend in the Island series, then I recommend just picking up Lalua, and you can always backtrack. I think a lot of the visual aspects of the other games haven't actually aged as well. And the other Atelier game, this is just pleasing. Nice little, like, all for a 5 in a square. Okay, Nelki, it's not a real true Atelier game. It doesn't follow a lot of the format. A lot of people have a lot of problems with it. I enjoyed my time with it. I just wish it had an English dub because it's a super casual version of the Atelier series and it changes a lot of things about it. So I don't think I would recommend picking it up. It's just I enjoyed the visuals of it, the very casual aspect of it, but yeah. Alright, on to Magic Cat. Magic Cat it's a cat in a witch hat, and it's a platformer and a pixel art style game. What more can I say? Next we have Songbird Symphony. This is such a sweet game. It is a puzzle platformer, and it has a rhythm game aspect of it. I went through a bit of like a rhythm game phase in 2019, but not true rhythm games, more so games that incorporate rhythm game elements, which is why I am so excited for Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes that actually have a rhythm game aspect. Everyone was excited about the Underground, and I've heard that's very good, and they were talking about contests, and suddenly there was this little like mini rhythm game, and I was like, now we're talking, boys. Anyway, so Songbird Symphony, really enjoyed. I was actually supplied with a review code for that, so thank you very much. I more so wrote about this one. I didn't make a video review about it purely because I was traveling at the time, but I've written about it a few times. A really nice little holiday game, and yeah, I would recommend it as a sweet little indie game. I actually tracked its development on Steam for such a long time, and when I saw it was on Switch, I immediately jumped on that. Stardew Valley, I just don't think farm sims are for me. I've barely played Stardew Valley. It's on my Switch because one of my friends asked if we can make like you can play online, you can have like a joint farm or like a joint game or something, and we did that for a little while. That's the only reason I own the game, but I just never got into it. I am actually interested in, I saw there was an update for it today, a game that they call like I think it's called Graveyard Keeper, and it's like a eerie version of Stardew Valley, and I think that appeals to me a lot more. But yeah, in general, I'm just not a farming sim kind of person. Maybe something like Rune Factory 5 or something will change my mind, or I don't know. So I don't want to say I just don't like farming sims, but I haven't played a lot of them, and the ones that I've dipped my toes into didn't appeal to me as much, although I know a lot of people love it, and you know, just like what you like, enjoy what makes you happy. Kamiko was again one of those first eShop games when the eShop didn't have a lot of games on the Switch, and it's only a 3-hour campaign. At the time I would have recommended it because it's a nice and simple run through, but maybe there's a lot of other options available now, I'm not too sure. Fate Extella Link. What can we say about the Fate series? The Fate series is just, it's a lot. But in summary for this game, I got a review code for it, so thank you very much for that. I really struggled with the game, and it was very much 1,000 enemies to 1. And I believe that games, from what I've heard, like Hyrule Warriors, Fire Emblem Warriors, and those type of games, I feel like for the Switch they are a better fit. Fate Extella Link has very small lettering, like the words, like the subtitles and the game screens and all that. It really feels like it was made for either console, like screen console, or PC. I just found there was a lot of reading, and in terms of the gameplay, it was really nice and fluid, really fun, massive attacks. The graphics are beautiful. The characters were just nice to see if you've ever watched some of the anime. So I think that it's a good entry for the Fate series, and they did it quite well. I just don't know how well it belongs on Switch, so that would be my opinion of it. BlazBlue Central Fiction, probably one of my favorite games on the Switch. For me, not just like as a game in general. It's a fighting game, anime fighter. You guys seem to really like my review about it, because that's still one of my most often viewed videos, even though it's quite a few years old. So if you do go watch it, yeah, recognize that it is now a couple of years old, but I still quite like it, and I still stand by a lot of what I said in the video. If you ever see it on special, I recommend picking it up. It has a very long story campaign compared to other fighting games. There's a lot of different characters, and it's just fun. It's just fun, that's all I have to say about it. Gal Metal Review. Gal Metal Review was the first game I ever got a review code for, so it'll always have a special place in my heart, and I don't know how good the review for it is, like the content, but I was still really finding my feet on how I would like to present reviews. It's a you're in a metal band, but there's like this whole element of like aliens or that. I don't even know how to describe this game, so I'll just have like a little window of an example from that video. But yeah, it's really cool because you use the Joy-Con to actually play the drums and that, so I do like that aspect. The First Tree is a very short campaign. It has a beautiful story, really relaxing, so if you just want a nice, cozy game, I do recommend The First Tree. Deltarune we'll get to when I get to Undertale. Fairy Tail. Now, Fairy Tail followed a lot of the Atelier style of gameplay as a JRPG. I mean, it was Koei Tecmo, and I think that they did really well. I might have gotten a review code for it, or did I buy this one myself? I would have bought it if I didn't get a review code for it anyway, but I don't know how well it is on Switch. It's very clunky. I would probably recommend getting it on PlayStation or Steam instead, but I quite enjoyed it. I think I would have played more of it if I didn't pick up Atelier game that fixed all the problems I had with the others, and I felt like the payoff was more for me to play this one so I can have a better opinion about the franchise as a whole. But I love Fairy Tail. I adored finishing watching the anime this year. So yeah, do I recommend it? I don't know. I think it's a decent JRPG. I don't know if I would necessarily play it on the Switch. Shantae Half Genie Hero. one of our little troopers that was one of the first games that you could find on the Nintendo Switch, and I think that it was my first eShop game. So yeah, Shantae, great platformer, really intriguing characters. There's a few other Shantae entries now on the Switch, and I recommend playing any of them. I think it's a really cool franchise, and it's just fun. Dragon Ball FighterZ, yay! Here you can really start seeing my love for fighting games. I can't play a lot of fighting games at the moment because of my restraint injuries on both sides, which really makes me sad. But I still like watching a bit of Evo and some other fighting game contests. I played a lot of Tekken last year on Steam, which is probably one of my favorites. But funnily enough, I ended up playing Brawlhalla the most out of all of them, which I never thought would be the case. Dragon Ball FighterZ, absolutely at home on the Switch. Yes, when it came out, I would have said play it on Steam because latency, or PlayStation 4 is obviously really good for, you can still, it's quite reasonably portable and you can play it with friends, but it's just so comfy on the Switch. Like, I like it. I've been enjoying playing the story because I cosplay as Android 21, and it's just good. I like it. Undertale, I played with my friends, and they are massive Undertale fans. I made a little YouTube short about how well has Undertale actually aged, and by that means also Deltarune. And yeah, if it's still a game that you can recommend, it has a beautiful fandom. The community for Undertale is just amazing. Toby Fox actually made some music for Pokemon officially a couple years ago, so yeah, I would just recommend go check out the video for that. It's only a minute long, and I think everything I have to say, I do say in that video. YouTube and Pokemon Snap. My last physical copy of Switch games that I've got. So, new Pokemon Snap. It is in my longest total playtime games, however, I have not played a lot of this game. And that is because one of my friends is a massive old Pokemon Snap fan, but he doesn't own a Switch. So very often I'll take my Switch to his house and then he will just kidnap my Switch and I will just not have it back. Alternatively, I can dock it and I will watch him playing on the TV. And honestly, I actually just love watching him play Snap because, one, he's got a lot of love for the game, but also it's just great to be able to look everywhere and not focus that much on the capturing part. If you liked my video that I made where it was like a cozy nighttime Pokemon remixes and reorchestration songs in the background with some Snap footage, there's another idea I have to improve on that video, and I would actually like to make that. So if you're interested in some nice background music but have that bit of footage from Snap, because it's beautiful terrains. If you haven't played new Pokemon Snap, do it. Just to see Pokemon interact in their environments, and there's just so much love. You can see the people that worked on this game had just so much love for what the Pokemon world can be. Let's Go Eevee. I'm actually surprised that Let's Go Eevee isn't higher than Pokemon Sword in terms of playtime. I think that Let's Go Eevee has actually aged better, and if you didn't care much for it when it came out and stopped playing it at some point, have a go again, because you'd be surprised how much more enjoyable it is. I think it's hard when a new Pokemon game comes out and there's a lot of things that influences one's opinion about it, and because the community is just so harsh on every single aspect, and a lot of times very positive. But I love the Let's Go games. I mean, I also do love Pokemon Go, and I'm not even a big Kanto person. Like, it's not my favorite region by any stretch. And yeah, this year I've gone back to play Pokemon Let's Go because one of my friends picked up Let's Go Pikachu, and I've been enjoying it a lot. It's probably the Pokemon game that I've played the most this year. And then Pokemon Sword. I had glandular fever and was very sick when it came out, and so I played a lot of Pokemon Sword. And I haven't actually played the second expansion because the first expansion was just, it was really hard to get through. I was not motivated to play it at all. Really enjoyed it on release day, and after that my enthusiasm for it faltered a bit. But I'm interested to see what they do with extra content in Pokemon Sword and Shield. But I'm even more excited to get those Diamond and Pearl remakes, and then of course Pokemon Arceus next year. So these are the games I had on the Switch. I've had other games like Splatoon 2 that I've sold on. Loved Splatoon 2 on the Switch, and I'm very excited to get Splatoon 3 next year. It's such a great game. And then there's some others that I either can't remember now or don't think is particularly necessary to talk about right now. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making it because I just got to talk a lot about video games, and I don't get to do that a lot. So as you can see, I'm definitely, I think on my channel banner, I called it Gaming Enthusiast. I love a lot about gaming. I love the development aspect, the artists involved with it, the video game music, just the development process, the community's reaction and response to the game. And that's the type of things that help me to enjoy gaming. In terms of me being able to play games, uni, life, work makes that quite hard, so I don't get to play as many games. I just get to read and enjoy a lot about them. However, I have been playing more games this year, and that's made me really happy, and I hope that even increases once I graduate. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and watch some of my other videos, because that'll really help me out to get the algorithm to push some of my videos further out into the world. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much.